Teacher destroyed my brother's future, so I turned his life into a nightmare. Mr. Blackwood wasn't just a teacher, he was the teacher. Harvard grad, published author, department head for 20 years. My brother Matt was the kind of kid who could build a computer from scratch, explain complex math to anyone, and never missed a deadline. He had perfect grades since freshman year and dreams of MIT. Everything changed senior year when Matt got Mr. Blackwood for AP English. Matt was brilliant at STEM, but struggled with writing. Not enough to fail, just enough to need extra help. He stayed after school, rewrote papers, asked questions in class. Mr. Blackwood hated him for it. Some students simply don't belong in advanced classes, he'd say loud enough for everyone to hear. Standards exist for a reason. Matt worked harder, slept less, stayed up until 3 a.m. perfecting essays. Then came the final project, 40% of the grade. Matt spent weeks researching, writing, revising, even had a writing tutor check it. When grades came back, F suspected plagiarism, Mr. Blackwood wrote. No way a student of your caliber produced this quality of work independently. Matt was devastated. That F dropped his GPA below MIT's threshold. His early acceptance was rescinded. The scholarship evaporated. We appealed to the principal, who sided with the veteran teacher. Matt sank into depression, stopped eating, barely slept, enrolled in community college instead of MIT. The day Matt moved into his tiny off-campus apartment, something broke inside me. I decided Mr. Blackwood needed to learn what it feels like. First, I needed to understand my target. I spent months observing him, his patterns, his weaknesses, his fears. Mr. Blackwood prided himself on controlling his classroom. He'd been teaching the same way for decades. Students silent, raising hands, calling him sir. Old school discipline. But his real obsession? Student evaluations. The school had a new anonymous feedback system, and he checked his ratings obsessively. His perfect reputation mattered more than anything. That's where I started. I created 47 different email accounts. Each one submitted feedback claiming to be from a different student. Each described specific unsettling behaviors. Mr. Blackwood stares at my desk when I'm not looking. Mr. Blackwood stands too close during presentations and breathes heavily. Nothing illegal, nothing provable, just deeply uncomfortable observations that couldn't be disproven. The principal called him in. These are concerning patterns, she said. We need to discuss appropriate boundaries. Mr. Blackwood was horrified, insisted all allegations were false, but seeds of doubt were planted. Other teachers started watching him. Parents requested classroom observations. Phase 2 began in his classroom. I recruited some students who hated him as much as I did. We coordinated subtle disruptions. One student would drop a pencil the moment he started talking. Another would cough exactly 3 minutes later. A third would ask to use the bathroom precisely when he reached the important part of his lecture. We created a rhythm of interruptions. Never enough to punish, just enough to break his concentration. Every single day. He started looking nervous when certain students raised hands, flinched at small sounds. For phase 3, I found his home address and purchased specialized equipment, small electronic devices that emit a high-pitched sound for 3 seconds, then remain silent for random intervals between 2 to 8 minutes. I installed one under his mailbox, one in the bushes by his bedroom window. The sounds were just loud enough to be noticeable, but too brief to locate. Just like our classroom disruptions, just enough to make him question his surroundings. Within weeks, Mr. Blackwood started looking disheveled, dark circles under his eyes, jumping at sudden movements, but the masterpiece was phase 4. I organized a campaign where every student acted as if they could hear something he couldn't. When he asked what they heard, they'd look confused. Didn't you hear it, Mr. Blackwood? He started asking other teachers if they heard strange noises. They didn't, of course. His colleagues began sharing concerned glances when he mentioned the sounds. Mr. Blackwood took a 2-week leave that turned into a month, then a medical sabbatical for the rest of the year.